The Cowboys aren't going to be good until Jerry Jones is dead. I don't know if I'm going to get demonetized by saying that, but that's the God honest truth. Until the Cowboys can have Jerry Jones in a role that doesn't involve him making football decisions, not only are they not going to be good, but they're going to run the risk of being the worst team in the division. The Washington Commanders in free agency, what did they do? They get Deebo Samuel and they acquire Laremy Tunsil, one of the best left tackles in the league. They are already a way better team this season than what they were last year. The New York Giants are making moves in free agency. Everybody in this division is getting better, while the Dallas Cowboys are getting worse with these cheap deals that they keep signing guys to. They are assembling the all-bust team, it looks like. Jerry Jones is trying to see if he can get some juice out of guys like Kenneth Murray, Kyra Elam, Peyton Turner, Solomon Thomas. All these guys were former first-round picks, and they've been bust up to this point in their careers. But yet Jerry Jones thinks that there's some hidden value in these guys and that they can find a way to get the most out of them. All Jerry Jones is doing is further hurting the Dallas Cowboys and torturing this fan base. I'm really shocked that the Cowboys continue to be one of the most watched teams and they have one of the most passionate fan bases when Jerry Jones doesn't give the Cowboys fan base much to be passionate about. What is there to be passionate about when you know that at best you're going to be a 12-win team and you're going to be an early exit come playoff time? This is a franchise that hasn't competed for a Super Bowl since VHS tapes were around. Jerry Jones is ruining the Dallas Cowboys. And it really frustrates me that he continues to make these boneheaded decisions thinking that he's doing what's in the best interest of this team when all he's doing is helping this team be easier to beat. I laughed when I saw a clip on Instagram a few weeks ago during the season when Philadelphia Eagles fans were praising Jerry Jones, saying, "You're doing a great job, Jerry." And Jerry's laughing and saying, "Thank you, thank you." And what disturbs me the most about that clip is that he did seriously thinks that Eagles fans are complimenting him on doing a great job when they kind of are like insulting him, saying, "You're doing such a great job of making it easy to beat you." If the Dallas Cowboys were better ran, they would have had like 2-3 Super Bowls by now this past decade. This is a team that normally drafts pretty well. They develop pretty well. They make pretty good staff hires. They always have pretty good coordinators. They always have a really good defensive coordinator. But what holds them back is that Jerry Jones is just such a big cheapskate. You know, he's always trying to find value instead of going after guys that have proven elite value. Why are you wasting draft capital on a guy like a Trey Lance when you could have used that draft capital on getting you a proven starter that possibly could have turned into another high impact level player? You trade for Jonathan Mingo. We barely saw him on the field last year. Now Jerry Jones is at it again, making another bad decision by holding out on paying Micah Parsons, trying to play it safe, saying you'd rather be safe than sorry, when Micah Parsons has already proven to be one of the best at his position. All you're doing is making it a lot harder to pay him because next year, the price is going to go up even further. If you pay him right now, you're paying him somewhat $40 million a year. You wait next season, you might end up having to pay him $50 million a year. Why wait and pay more when you can get him for less now? Jerry Jones' logic is 2 + 2 = 6. And that's why the Dallas Cowboys continue to underachieve like they have for so many years. It's embarrassing that Cowboy fans continue to support a team with an owner that just has lost all sense of reality. Jerry used to be really good when it came to evaluating talent and putting together a good team. Not so much anymore. And his son saved them from making one of the biggest mistakes in draft history when he wanted to draft Johnny Manziel and his son had to step in and say, nah, let's go ahead and take Zach Martin. The Cowboys are not going to be good again. They're not going to be relevant in terms of the Super Bowl conversation or even the playoff conversation until Jerry Jones is 6 feet under, because he's one of those dudes that is going to continue to run this team until he can't no more. He's going to be in a damn hover round, still making decisions for the Dallas Cowboys, still holding this team back from success because he still thinks that all these moves that he's making are helping making the Cowboys a better team, when all he's doing is furthering making this team easier to be in the division that's getting incredibly difficult. The Eagles just won the Super Bowl. The Washington Commanders were a game shy of making it to the Super Bowl. They both have elite quarterbacks. They both have really good rosters. And the Dallas Cowboys, they're getting left further and further behind in the division that at one point they were without a doubt the kings of. How have the Philadelphia Eagles have more success than Dallas over the last decade, when the Dallas Cowboys have had teams that have in the past been just as good as what the Eagles have just won the Super Bowl with? Because Jerry Jones is a freaking idiot now. That's why the Cowboys are not going to be good until this dude is 6 feet under. And I know it sounds a little bit harsh to say that, but that's reality. He's not going to stop making these stupid signings, these stupid, idiotic moves until he can no longer be able to do so. This is a tragedy that the most valuable franchise in all of sports is just so poorly ran, because you have an owner that thinks that he's making the best moves to make this team a Super Bowl contender, when all he's doing is making this team one of the worst in the league. That's what I expect the Cowboys to be this year. They've lost so much depth, so much talent over the last couple of years. It's hard to see them winning anything more than 8 games at best. It's not that I don't believe in their new head coach. It's not a Dak Prescott problem. It's a Jerry Jones problem. If you have somebody that was better at making personnel decisions, front office moves, the Cowboys would have already won the Super Bowl with Dak Prescott. Dak Prescott is good enough to win a Super Bowl. All you have to do is put together 3-4 good games in the month of January, and boom, you're in the Super Bowl. Boom, you're holding the Lombardi Trophy. But no, because Jerry Jones does a poor job of assembling good rosters. He's the owner, he's the GM, and he's not going to give up control to anybody else outside the family. I heard a clip where he said that, I ain't buying this team to let somebody else run it. I bought this team to run it with my family. Okay, cool, Jerry. So if you bought the team to run it with your family, how about you take a step back and let your son run it? Somebody that has a little bit more common sense than what you do. Look, I'm not against giving up a mid-round pick for Joe Milton. Joe Milton, with the upside that he has, I feel like it's worth the risk. What frustrates me about the moves that Jerry Jones is making is that you keep signing all of these cheap players that have really proven to be serviceable starters. You have Kenneth Murray, Kyra Elam, Peyton Turner, and Solomon Thomas. If you have to rely on 2 or 3 of these guys to start for you at any point during this season, you're fucked. It's pathetic, the job that Jerry Jones has done this offseason when it comes to acquiring talent to make the Cowboys a better team. And all he is doing now is further making this team a laughingstock. There's no reason to have any optimism the Cowboys are going to be a playoff team. There's no reason to have any optimism that this is going to be a team that is ever going to compete for a Super Bowl until Jerry Jones is in the grave.